Hello, it is I, Aspen, your favourite YouTuber. Now today I'm going to be discussing some pretty heavy, serious, sensitive topics, so here are some trigger warnings. Click off the video if you're sensitive or just don't like any of that. Anyway, on to today's topic. Kikuo, the Vocaloid producer, you may have heard of him, you've definitely heard one of his songs by now. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe his song... Sorry, I can't speak today. Aishite, or Love Me, Love Me, Love Me is the number one most number one most played Vocaloid song ever, I believe. I made a cover of it on my channel. I'm not taking down that cover, but I'm not going to be making any more Kikuo covers either. Sorry, I'd like to retract that statement. I am still going to be posting Kikuo Hana covers. Now, wow. When I tell you this is going to be a wild video, let me tell you how I came across the information I'm going to be discussing today. I was on Pinterest as usual, and I'd recorded a cover of a Kikuo Hana song. Well, a Kikuo song, made by Kikuo, produced by him, and some of the vocals were done by Hanatan in her version. Anyway, called Red Riding Hood's Wolf, which is one of my favourite songs. Now, one possible interpretation of the lyrics of this song is about a child predator. I'll just, pause here. I'm going to put some of the lyrics on screen and you can see what I mean. Okay, so, yeah. Now, before I continue, I need to be very careful about how I phrase some of these things we're going to be talking about today, but one of his songs, one of my favourite Kikuo songs, is called I'm Sorry, I'm Sorry, and that's about child essay and abuse, and yeah. Now, if you listen to a lot of Kikuo songs like I do, one may find it safe to assume that he is at least familiar with some of these topics, or perhaps he was a victim himself, but that's not a very nice thing to assume about someone. But, you know, that's kind of like, you may think that's, wait, hang on, what? My eye fell out. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I need to get back on track. I swear, if this is your first YouTube video on my channel, I'm not normally like this. So I looked up Kikuo on Pinterest to find a cover picture for my cover, because I'd got the audio done, but I wanted a picture. And I saw a post, it was a whisper, and it said, Kikuo fans/supporters are actually so dumb. And I was like, oh, I wonder why. I love Kikuo. So I look in the comments. He made a 125-page manga that was CP, which is really wild. And I was like, oh my god, what the flip? As I think anyone would. So I did a little bit of digging. I'm not going to tell you the name of this manga for quite obvious reasons. I think it should be illegal. But I looked it up and I didn't read all of it for obvious reasons. But I read about halfway through. When I tell you it was disgusting, so I did not indulge in CP. I don't indulge in CP. Let me just get that out of the way. Editing Aspen here, I accidentally said indulge in. I meant consume, like I didn't watch it. Sorry about that weird phrasing. I'm not weird. But some of the things in that was vile. So I don't know the actual ages of the characters. The older one, Amane, was in junior high or middle school. I'm not familiar with how old you'd be in those because I live in the UK, but I'm assuming that'd be around year 8, year 9. The main character was younger. So both of these children are either my age or younger than me, right? And at first, it was a little strange. It begins with, what's his face, Yuma, I think his name is, talk about how much he wants an older sister and he dislikes his younger sister, and how he caught Amane smoking, and then it said, and another adult thing. So that clearly implies something sexual. And already I was uncomfortable. I was like, that's a bit weird. But then She comes over every day, and he hits his sister, and she freaks out because he's hit his sister, and it reveals that she's being, like, she said picked on by her father. And then it gets really freaky, weird scene where he's, like, touching her bazongas, and after that it just evolves into straight, like, and that's when I stopped reading. But I didn't look at any of the graphic ones, but I looked at censored versions of the graphic ones on Google. It's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. I feel like giving Kikuo the benefit of the doubt, thinking perhaps this is based off an experience he had, perhaps he has been abused in the past. Again, not a very fair thing to assume about somebody, and I'm very sorry. But even then, that is not an okay thing to make, and it's not an okay thing to put out on the internet. That site that had it on there, it should not be up. It should be illegal in every single country, because I'm telling you, it was disgusting. All of it. Vile. So I click off. And then a few Kikuo songs, specifically I'm Sorry, which I wouldn't recommend looking up the lyrics for, and Red Riding Hood's Wolf, like I showed you earlier. Graphic lyrics, but one may think this is a vent because I'm Sorry is from the perspective of the victim, and I'm not going to pretend to understand what being essayed feels like, because I don't know. I hope I never know. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, and if you're a victim of that, I'm so sorry. But in my opinion, that doesn't justify writing what he wrote.
Sorry, editing Aspen again. Let me just clarify. It's not that it doesn't justify writing what he wrote. Again, that's a really horrible thing to do, but I don't know how people cope with these kinds of horrible things that happen to them. What I think is it doesn't justify putting it out for the public to see.
And the thing is, you might be thinking, maybe it was a different guy who wrote that manga. Well, it said it was by Kikuo, the vocal producer. And then again, if that doesn't sell it to you, this is a picture that I'm assuming Kikuo drew, because it's definitely not Siku that did this. If you don't know, Siku is the person who does the art for Kikuo's album covers. From I'm Sorry. This is a picture of a character in the manga. They are very, very similar art styles, so it's very clear that Kikuo drew this, or someone affiliated with Kikuo drew this. And quite frankly, please blow this video up, because I am one of many, many Kikuo fans. Kikuo is huge in the Vocaloid scene, but this needs to be talked about. This was over 10 years ago, I believe, that this manga was released. It was like 2013 or something, 2013 to 2015, and it is vile. We need to spread the word about this. I hate the idea of cancelling someone. It's so overused nowadays, but cancel Kikuo, or at least get him to acknowledge this and come out with a response, because I agree that if you know about this now and you still support Kikuo, that's a really dumb thing to do, because I'm all of my Kikuo stickers, all of the Kikuo things I have up in my room, I'm going to take them down as soon as I get to my dad's house. I'm going to bin all those stickers, recycle them, because save the earth. But it's vile, it's disgusting, and looking that he wrote that, and then some of his other songs, makes me nauseous and sick to my stomach, because it's not okay. It's really not okay. And if it's a way of coping, keep it to yourself. Please spread the word about this. I'm so sorry that today's video has been on such a difficult topic, but I saw this, I looked at it literally half an hour ago, I threw my mask on, and I rushed to get this video recorded, because it's about 6 p.m. right now, and I need to be off my phone by like 9. So I'm gonna rush editing this. It'll be up either today, which is the 8th, I think, or tomorrow, which is the 9th. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is my second commentary video on my channel. I'm sorry I couldn't provide more detail. Looking into this makes me feel like physically sick. Please don't go snooping around for this manga. Please don't. don't try and find it. That's why I've not said the name of the manga. Probably going to censor the name of the characters as well. But yeah, it's just nauseating and it's not okay. And yeah, again, I'm so sorry if you're affected by any of these things. Just, I felt like this needed to be talked about.
So, final statement. I think Kikuo needs psychological help. More people should know about this vile manga, but I don't think we should all hate Kikuo either. I'd appreciate if this video blew up and he responded though somehow lol, but don't we all? That also thanks to my boyfriend for being nice to me while I was ranting about this earlier. I know you're watching this, Jacob Toxidus. I love you. Anyways, bye. Sorry for the AI voice, ran out of time.